Welcome back to your 5-Minute Football Fix. I'm Steven Miranda.
I'm Jeff Ellis, and it is Thursday, December 15th, 2011.
You know, it's been a while, but we finally have, Jeff, a good old boy.
I ain't singing about him, though.
It's a good one.
It's not a good one, actually.
All right.
It's a bad one. Speaking of obscene things, we've got obscene amounts of money taking place between the NFL and the networks. Can you say bling?
Bling is correct. And we've got a micro-celebrity question on Facebook regarding the Houston Texans.
And it's official. We've got a new owner in the NFL.
All right, Jeffrey, so you don't think it's a – look, here it is. I'm going to sing it because it's just a good old boy.
He's meaning lots of harm.
Never meaning no harm.
He's hurting kids.
Beats all you ever saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day he was born.
I don't know what to do with this story. This story is going to be the biggest story in the NFL come the end of this day. So I hope that you're watching this early enough and not late enough when this is yesterday's news. Nobody's talking about this yet. Below the fold on NFL.com, small item on ESPN.com, Fox Sports. But here's the bottom line.
Bears wide receiver Sam Hurd been arrested by the feds, facing federal drug charges after he was arrested last night, meeting with an undercover agent, and basically agreed to purchase 5 to 10 kilos of cocaine and 1,000 pounds of marijuana.
25 kilos of cocaine.
No, 25,000. He would pay $25,000.
$25,000 per kilo of cocaine.
And $450 per pound of marijuana.
That's right.
And he would buy as much as 10 kilos a week and 1,000 pounds of marijuana per week.
Per week. And friends, he already has another drug connection that he's spending $100,000 to $200,000 a week on. And this totals up to approaching $1 million of narcotics per week.
Now, dude's only making $1.6 million with the Chicago Bears this week.
Yeah, he's burning through that in 2 weeks.
So that tells you...
Where's the rest of your cash coming from? Where's the revenue stream, friend?
Well funded. This has been going on for a second now. We haven't been able to confirm this yet, but Matt Spiegel of The Score saying that the feds also have a list that contain a number of NFL players who get their drugs from Sam Hurd, and that number
into the 20s.
20 plus.
Now, mind you, these NFL players that may or may not be buying drugs from Sam Hurd, who may or may not be guilty, but it sure looks bad. This is small potatoes considering the amount of drugs that we're talking about. We're talking about truckloads of drugs per week. No NFL player can come close to consuming that kind of cocaine, marijuana, whatever it is, which means he's selling it well beyond then. He's selling it to people that are selling it to people. He is basically a drug kingpin.
Yeah, I guess the reason why I find it amusing, I can't believe that someone who's got this much invested in his career as a National Football League player, wide receiver. Well, I guess he only has 8 catches this year, but that's beside the point. The thing that he would be willing to risk all these other NFL players for doing this. We have, if you go online to www.nflrnr.com, we have the actual.
Well, here's the cover of the actual filing in the Dallas Federal Court today. And we've got the whole document. It is bad. It's horrible.
Bottom line, Jeff, Sam Hurd, you're going to wait for a long time, buddy.
Somebody narked on him, one of his buddies, and turned him in July, and the feds started following him. And this story has been growing since then, and it broke today. And it's going to be, trust me, this is going to be one of the biggest stories of the year, if not the biggest story of the year.
Well, a big story for the NFL. They are going to ensure and guarantee that football stays on free television, Jeffrey, through 2022.
Is this a great country or what? Free TV, it keeps growing. The NFL's popularity keeps growing. We've got labor peace for the next decade. And as a result, all the networks were said, you know what? We'd like to renegotiate your deals now that we've got labor peace for the next decade. And if you just give us a little, I don't know, I'm thinking a 50% pay bump, we can do that.
So CBS, Fox, and NBC have all agreed through contracts through 2022. The NFL announced they're very happy about it. Basically,
very happy about it. $3.3 billion.
Well, yeah, that's by the end of the contract in 2022. They will get $3.3 billion per year from all the revenue sources. Plus, Jeffrey, they had already renegotiated with ESPN to keep Monday Night Football on ESPN.
What I love most about this deal, though, there is improved flex scheduling. CBS and Fox Fox will also be able to participate in the flex scheduling, which means what we will see in the afternoon games, the 1 o'clock games here in the West, will be some of the best games of the week. So it's not just NBC. NBC's also going to host the Thanksgiving game. Yep. They're getting an extra Super Bowl.
But
it
huge. Means better football on all time slots for everybody. All right, Jeffrey, quick micro-celebrity Facebook question comes from Richard Napo Perez, and he says, how far can the Texans go with TJ Yates in the playoffs?
Not very far.
I tend to agree. I really was liking the Houston Texans.
This team.
And their defense is going to keep them close in some games. But to match up with the Patriots and the Steelers and the Ravens and the likes of those teams, you're going to have to score a lot of points.
If they were in the NFC, they would have a bigger chance. But unfortunately, you've got, as Steven said, those teams to contend with, which is a difficult task.
And finally, real quickly,
official. Congratulations.
Official. Shad Khan, you're in, baby.
Here's our fake mustaches.
NFL owners meeting, they said Shad Khan can
Unanimous.
buy the Jags.
And
good
that
for
deal
him.
will become consummated on January 2nd.
January 2nd. That's all the time we got because we've gone way over.
Yep.
I'm Steven Miranda
Jeff Ellis.
for your 5-minute football fix. Out.